Tell me you went to a public high school in America without actually telling me it was in America.
A senior guy got caught having a threesome with 2 freshman girls in the theater. A guy got pissed at his ex-girlfriend and took a picture of her and put it in that game Flappy Bird. He put her picture over the bird and made all the columns penises and called it Fappy Bird and released it in the App Store, and everyone downloaded it. And she retaliated by posting his dick pic, and then he transferred schools. Bomb threats. That's it. A guy got herpes that was on the wrestling team and got it on the mats and gave everybody on the wrestling team herpes, including the coaches. One of the bathrooms just didn't have stall doors at all. There was one bathroom just called the blowjob bathroom. A girl's sex video got released of her masturbating with a cucumber, and at the next football game, all the other people from the other team brought cucumbers and held them up during the game. An 8th grade boy got the lunch lady pregnant and they had a baby together. My 4th grade teacher got fired for throwing a desk at a student. Teen pregnancy.
Just ask this guy. Excuse me, would you mind taking a photo of us?
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody say cheese.
Oh, actually, I'm a vegan. Could you please have us say something else?
Okay, everybody say tofu.
Tofu is actually not as good for you as vegans think. Any CrossFitter will tell you that. It's bad for your testosterone levels.
Okay, I'm sorry. How about we all just smile?
Oh, if one more asshole asks me to smile.
Not really an arsehole. Taking a photo for you, so...
What's there to smile about anyway?
Okay, would you like me to just count backwards from 3?
Oh, would you like dyslexic people to just not exist?
My cousin has dyslexia, so offended.
Adopted. Don't even know who my cousins are, so more offended.
How about this? We all put a word we're comfortable with in our heads and I'll get the shot.
No, it doesn't sound very inclusive, though, does it? I suppose you'd like us all to stand a few metres apart, would you, Stalin?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I don't see what religion has to do with this.
Well, I'm an atheist, so majorly triggered.
Is that a comment? Oh, wait.
Yo, I can't.
My name's Jeremiah Jones, and I'm proud to be a midget. The only thing more intense than my midget pride is my hate for tall people, or as we like to call them, biggers. Small power! Our ancestors been fighting this battle for years.
Segregation was strictly enforced in public restrooms and at water fountains. Even food was segregated.
We're the master race. God made us in his image. Right. Oh no, we don't serve your kind. Get your bigger ass out of here. It seemed like... What the fuck? We don't want your kind living around here, boy.
I've been harassed, called names. My wife was called a bigger lover. Well, what is this from? And why is this the first time I'm seeing it? That's not as bad as getting hit by a chair.
So I received a call from my daughter's school saying that she had been leaving the school with a strange man every day, and it was not her dad. I was trembling. I mean, my heart was just beating outside of my chest. I've always made it a point to tell the school that if my daughter leaves with someone outside of ourselves, that they need to contact us immediately. They described this man. They said he was tall, stubby, looked like he was out of shape. His hair was fragile. He had a light mustache. It was, oh my God, I was shaking. I asked them, did they have any proof? They sent over a photo. My heart started beating. I started whimpering. I was shocked. It was me without my wig. It was me, y'all.
I'm lucky. I've never seen a gun at a school. I've never had to take a gun from a kid. The worst thing I've ever had to confiscate from a student was a 10-inch wooden dildo. Some of you are like, is he selling merch after the show? 10 inches, solid wood, like your Meemaw would have whittled? Yeah, I was teaching my class, and this girl was fumbling in her bag more than I was comfortable with. And I was like, oh God, it's either a gun or drugs. I'm gonna have to do something about this. So I get her hauled down to the security guard's office, and I do that thing that parents and teachers do. We know you messed up, but we need you to be the one that admits to it. And I was just like, hey, am I gonna be surprised by anything I find in this bag? She just looked dead in the eyes and goes, yeah. Be surprised by something you find in this bag. It's like, oh my God, she has so much moxie. I love this. much moxie. Reach my hand in the bag, think I'm gonna pull out a shiny metal clock. Instead, I pulled out a giant wooden cock. I thought worst case scenario was gonna be a vape pen. And so I started, like, shaking it at her. I was like, who gave this to you? She started crying, I started crying. Security guard's like, not my problem. And she goes, my boyfriend made it for me. And I was like, what? No. It's May, we're not near a gift-giving holiday. This can't be just a Tuesday thinking of you, Dick. She's like, he made it for me in shop class. And I was like, I don't like that. I took shop class in high school. That's not part of the curriculum. Like, I don't think you guys get it. Her boyfriend carved veins into a table leg. Like, he sanded a perfect mushroom head on this thing. How that smart was gonna move in. And what do you think goes through a shop teacher's head when he sees that? Is he just like, well, I have no idea why we're circumcising this leg stand. But this is remarkable craftsmanship. I'm gonna give this kid an A, so he can give some girl the D. All right, folks, I've been Captain A-Stick.
Did you know this is what airplane seats used to look like in the 1930s?
Welcome to Airline Orientation. My name is Justin, and I'm happy to be here with you.
We just have a couple quick rules to go over before we get you on your way today. First, did everyone bring a gallon of water?
Okay, I see one. Okay.
Good. In the event that this baby crashes, we're going to be eating the passengers from weakest to strongest.
Therefore, you can see, it's not really food that we need in order to survive. It's going to be water.
Alright, good. It looks like everyone has their water. Next, the chair that you are sitting on right now is the chair that you will be bringing onto the plane. No, this is not a flotation device.
So I hope everyone here can swim.
And no, it does not recline. But even if one day we did allow it to recline, it would be no more than 1.32 inches. Okay, good. And now, lastly, on to rule number 3. Now, this one's important. There are no rules.
You see what I did there?
That's right. You're flying in a plane in the 1930s, so that means 2 things.
That you are very rich, and you are probably very white.
We gotta be careful. I heard we're closer to the sun up there. That's what I thought. Now let's go have some fun. Oh, and don't forget your chairs.
Check it out. Here's another funny but creepy ass commercial.
Hi, hon.
Hi, honey.
Okay. Oh, hey, Snowball. Nerd alert.
Hello, Father.
You know, Socrates said. Anyways, we'll talk later.
I didn't do it!
Ladder. Life insurance so good, they're gonna want you dead. I love you too, guys! But seriously, intentionally killing a policyholder will void all life insurance benefits.
Stop scrolling. This isn't a TikTok. My name's Mark Henderson. I'm the FBI agent who spies on you through your phone. Listen, that new person you've been seeing, I know you're really excited about them, and hell, I was excited about them for you. But look, I can't really go into detail, but the next time you see them, you need to ask them to explain and say exactly this, the paint thinner incident. And if they're like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, you got to get out of there. It brings me no pleasure to, it's like, it's the type of thing where I feel like if they were honest with you, you guys could maybe get past it, but if they're keeping it under wraps, you got to head for the hills. Head for the hinge, right? Sorry, I know it's hard out there. Oh, and if you do go on Hinge, that first match, the one who looks like your ex, don't do that either, just because they're a terrorist. So, well, do what you want, live your life. But if you do go for that one, it's going to be short-lived. So just word to the wise,
I don't like the Jews. I'm guessing that they don't like me too. And you can tell me if I cross the line or if I'm racist. I try to keep an open mind. I put them all into a camp, but it's my concentration that wasn't really there all along. I know I could treat Jews better, and I can probably have been a better friend. Tell me, is it too late to try? I know I made Jews cry, and a few million Jews are dead, but I know I could treat Jews better if I get a second chance. I'll stop fighting Jews, and I hope that they'll be nice to me too. I was so focused on promoting my Aryan nation, forgot about my friendship with Jews. I haven't met too many blacks, but if I had to guess, I must have made some of them feel left out too. I know I could treat Jews better, and I can probably have been a better friend. Tell me, is it too late to try? I know I made Jews cry, and a few million Jews are dead, but I know I could treat Jews better if I get a second chance.
Next message. Hi, it's me. I hope you are surviving okay and everything. I don't really know how to say this, but
give me some time. I could change, I could try. I made you do soap, I must wash my hands. Just know that I always love Jews in my heart. Promise I won't do this again. I just want to speak together. Maybe can we just come meet for dinner at Bennigan's? I never meant to make you cry. Is it too late to try? Don't you remember what we said? As long as we stick together, we'll make it to the end. And I can probably have been a better friend. I just want to start again. Could we go back to when we used to listen to Radiohead? But I know I could treat Jews better if I get a second chance.
Have you heard of this game? It's called Pal World, and it's like, what if we combined Pokemon, Minecraft, Breath of the Wild, and also guns? The game was announced last year in a trailer that went super viral, and we immediately had memes like, dang, Pokemon Legends Arceus looks kinda crazy. Well, we got another trailer this week, and yeah, it still looks insane. According to the Steam page, Pal World is a multiplayer open-world survival crafting game where you can befriend and collect mysterious creatures called Pal in a vast world. Make your pals fight, build, farm, and work in factories. So that last part's like, yeah, what if you could make your Pokemon have less than minimum wage jobs with no benefits? The game is being developed by Pocket Pair, who have a similar game called Craftopia, which features just about everything here, minus the guns and monster collecting. And if you have Xbox Game Pass, you can try that out. It's ridiculous. Pal World is set for a release sometime this year, and I personally can't wait to get my hands on it and see how absolutely insane it is.
I'm the strong one, I'm not nervous, I'm as tough as the stone of the pool is. Okay? I beat sharks and I beat dolphins, and I glow cause I know what my worth's in. Well, of course. Hey, where you going? I don't talk about my problems. Got a tough, indestructible surface. Moon gems and crystals, I find them, I flatten them, I take what I'm handed. I do what's demanded, but under the surface I feel berserk as a mermaid captured in a travelling circus. Under the surface I feel like Ariel telling Ursula, I don't want this tail, sis. Under the surface I'm pretty sure I'm worthless if I can't be of service. A flaw or a crack, the split in the pail that breaks the mermaid's tail. What breaks the mermaid's tail? It's pressure like a drip, drip, drip that'll never stop. Oh no. The water going drip, drip, drip till you just go pop. Oh no, oh, oh. Watch out for the water, don't let it near you. Watch out for your friends and don't let it scare you. Who am I if I can't swim through it all? If I fall.
After Deadpool took out the Marvel Universe, he did not stop there. So let's talk about the time that Deadpool eliminated some of your favorite fictional characters. A group of villains created a portal for Deadpool to go into the Ideaverse to slay literary figures, and the first stop was 1851. Just as Captain Ahab was readying his crew to take down the massive whale, they noticed the whale come floating by. Keyword, floating. And as they stared in shock, Deadpool popped out of the whale's blowhole and proceeded to take out the entire crew. 1987. Deadpool was not impressed by this version of Dracula at all. And before promptly taking out Dracula and his 3 wives, he tells him that this is the reason kids prefer the sparkly vampires, and he's Team Jacob. So the Headless Horseman wasn't actually headless. And as soon as Deadpool realizes this, he starts taunting him, asking him if he really wanted to be a Headless Horseman, and then he granted his wish. As soon as he arrives in Concord, the ladies do not see his arrival as pleasant and manage to do quite a bit of damage before Wade drops a canister and the Little Women become little pieces. Now at this point, Scrooge is being visited by the ghost of Christmas future, except he quickly realizes that something is not right when the ghost refers to him as McDuck. Deadpool then tells Scrooge that what the ghost didn't tell him is his funeral is going to be of the closed casket variety. Dr. Frankenstein had just successfully brought his monster to life. In this instance, however, the monster immediately rebels. Dr. Frankenstein is trying to figure out what went wrong. Come to find out, Wade had put a large portion of his own brain inside the monster, who then proceeded to, well, you get it. Plus, Wade now has a traveling buddy. So after taking out several animals in the jungle, Wade gets jumped by Mowgli, only for it to be revealed that he also had enlisted the help of Shere Khan, who proceeds to get a hold of Mowgli, while Deadpool's new buddy takes care of Baloo. Captain Nemo from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea comes across 2 stranded people in the middle of the ocean. You've already guessed that it's Deadpool and his pal, so they take out the entire crew except for Captain Nemo, who they promptly tied to a missile and sent in the direction of the Little Mermaid. Paris, 1627. Deadpool hadn't planned on encountering these gentlemen, but he was sure glad that he did, because before doing away with them, he had a bone to pick with them about why their candy bar doesn't have peanuts.
If the sun was replaced with a black hole of equal mass, what would happen? Well, we'd all surely perish along with every other planet in the solar system as we're sucked in and out of existence, right? No, nothing about the orbits of the planets would change at all. You see, black holes don't suck. They're not the cosmic vacuum cleaners that many imagine them to be. At a safe distance, gravity behaves in the same way for black holes as it does for any other massive celestial body, with the strength of gravity depending on the mass of an object as well as your distance from it. And in this case, neither of those things have changed. So the gravity felt by the planets would remain the same, and we'd now be in orbit around a black hole. Pretty cool. Literally, we'd all still perish by freezing to death.
Thankfully though, the sun turning into a black hole just isn't a possibility. For that to happen, our little star would need to be over 20 times more massive than it is. You see, when a star that big reaches the end of its life, it can explode into what we call a supernova. All the mass of the core is crushed down into a single object that's so unbelievably small and dense that it might even be a singularity, something that is infinitely small and dense, and that causes space-time to warp around it to the extreme. As a result, you're left with an object with such unfathomable amounts of gravity that not even light, the fastest thing in existence, can escape its pull. All we can even see of a black hole is the sphere of darkness that surrounds it, from which no light can escape. So it's not really a hole at all, it's a sphere. It's a black sphere.
Black hole just sounds cooler.
No argument here. I'm just happy to know that the sun isn't nearly massive enough to form one.
True, practically speaking. Theoretically, though, anything could become a black hole.
Schwarzschild?
Schwarzschild. The foundation of our understanding of black holes, although they weren't named that at the time, began in 1916 when Carl Schwarzschild found an exact solution to Einstein's field equations of gravity, while fighting on the front lines of World War I. It's called the Schwarzschild metric, and it's useful for a lot of things. Not the least of which is that this nifty equation can be derived from it. Plug in the mass of any object, the other letters are just constants, and it tells you how much it'd need to be compressed in order to become a black hole. Specifically, it calculates that object's Schwarzschild radius, the distance from the center of the black hole to its edge.
Which, by the way, has one of the coolest names in all of science, the event horizon. The surface of the sphere of mathematical doom that surrounds a black hole. The boundary across which nothing can possibly escape. The literal horizon of events.
When people speak of the size of a black hole, they're typically speaking of the size of its event horizon. So how big would our black hole of equal mass to the sun be? Well, we can plug the sun's mass into the equation and we get a little less than 3 kilometers, 6 kilometers in diameter. So that sun replacement black hole that all the planets would be orbiting would be the size of a small town.
You know what's really cool? Despite being a prediction of Einstein's most famous theory, most scientists, including Einstein, didn't think that black holes could ever actually exist. They all agreed that the math checked out, but they assumed that this was just an abstract mathematical possibility, not something that nature would ever actually allow. But as it turns out, sometimes math makes a lot more sense than even our senses, and nature is a lot wilder than even the brightest among us give it credit for. Over the decades, our understanding of the physics of stellar collapse has advanced a lot, and it wasn't long until scientists started taking the concept of black holes pretty seriously. And then we found one, and then we found more. In one of my favorite scientific events of all time, we actually listened to 2 black holes colliding together and producing gravitational waves as they rang the fabric of space-time like a bell. Today, not only do we know for sure that black holes exist and that they're freaking radical, but there's strong evidence that they play an integral role in the formation of galaxies. And we even think that there might be a supermassive black hole at the center of every large galaxy in the universe.
So not only are they real, it's very possible that without them and the important role they play in the cosmos as we know it, we wouldn't even exist.
NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center reached out to us to ask us to help celebrate Black Hole Week. So we did! And if you want to learn more about black holes, you can do so by heading over to nasa.gov.
Didn't have to ask us twice, right, Forrest?
Hey, Evan?
What's up?
Is it weird that we're acting like we're talking to each other right now? Like, people are gonna know this is edited, right?
No, man. We scripted this to sound like a conversation that's happening between us, right?
I'm sure it'll be fine.